Hi, this is Lisa McManus from America's Test Kitchen Gearheads, and I'd like to answer some of the great questions that you left at the bottom of our Best Gear of 2021 video. First, someone asked about the smart oven, and the June smart oven was one of the products I talked about. They want to know how easy it is to clean, especially if you have splattered bacon or other food on the walls of the inside of the oven. JuneOven.com has its own cleaning video on that site. You can look it up and you can watch the whole thing. It breaks it all down for you step by step, and it's very easy to follow. Basically, you're going to use Easy Off Oven Cleaner. So they actually have you put masking tape over the little port for the temperature probe, and don't spray it on the heating elements, and you warm the oven a little bit. There's sort of a little process that works right off of the controls on the oven itself. You spray it, you wait 10 minutes, you wipe it off, you spray it with water, you wipe that off, and then the oven blow dries itself, which is, I think, hilarious, but it's great. So that's it. Basically, it doesn't get that dirty. You wipe it down after you use it if you do anything really grubby in there, but it, over time, a little bit of grease does accumulate and brown on the walls, and this Easy Off and a few steps that it walks you right through in their cleaning program will help you clean it. It does not have a self-cleaning function, but it's not that bad. Okay, someone else asked about the comparing the Breville air fryer toaster oven to the June Smart Oven, which also does air fry. I'd say they're very similar in that they both are, countertop ovens. They have air frying capability, they have toaster oven capability, which means you can use them like a small oven. The difference is that this oven, the June oven, has programs in it that make it, and it has features in its AI that basically help it help you. So, for instance, you saw me cooking shrimp. I don't need to know what the internal temperature for shrimp is. I don't need to be able to think, well, gee, what size of my shrimp compared to this recipe? I would put the probe in, put it in that oven, and the nice part, it says, is that shrimp? And you go, yeah, and you hit a little button and it goes, and it knows what temperature shrimp should be cooked to. They did a really good job of setting it properly. A lot of times when there's presets, we go crazy because they're wrong. They have you overcooking food or whatever. The June is very well programmed to cook food to the desired temperature. And I don't even, to this day, I've cooked a ton of shrimp in there. I have no idea what the actual temperature, I'd have to go look it up on our website. But for shrimp, I know steak and salmon and chicken and pork, but for some reason shrimp, I don't know. And then I don't have to think, well, gee, are my shrimp considered medium or large? You put that temperature probe in, it cooks that shrimp to the ideal shrimp temperature. It cooks very evenly across the surface, and then all the shrimp is done. So that kind of hands off, a lot of the knowledge and the worry is taken out of your hands with a smart oven like the June. And you can also, put it on and go work in the other room and check on it from your phone, and it will remind you that it's going to be ready in a couple minutes, and then again when it is ready, and then it will ask you, do you want to keep cooking, or are you finished? And if you change something about the program, it says, do you want to save the longer time for next time? So, even when you're toasting a bagel, if you like it a little darker than the medium setting it automatically comes up with, it'll say, do you want to save that adjusted time? And so you don't have to, if you're doing the same kind of bagel tomorrow, you don't have to adjust it again. You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to watch it. The Breville air fryer smart oven, it's called a smart oven, but it isn't actually smart in that it just, doesn't have the software built into it that the June does. That takes a lot of those thoughts about, is stuff done, out of the worry. There's no temperature probe in the Breville oven. So that's kind of how it compares. I have done air frying in the June. I did our recipe, it's so good, for potatoes with cod and lemon, and it's beautiful, it came out perfectly. So, it really can air fry, just like that air fryer toaster oven can, but it does so much more beyond what a toaster oven air fryer can do. And take a look at the June Oven website, and it will break it all down for you. They do a nice job. They also have a ton of built-in recipes that guide you through step by step. So I have made all kinds of things off of their website, which are quite good. And I've also gone completely manual and done my own recipes or ATK recipes. It's very, very simple to just let it do its thing, and you can do yours, and you feel safe with it because it actually does a decent job on all the things that it sets out to do, which is not always the case with products. That's why we like it. Hope that answered the question. It's kind of a long way about it. Someone asked, what's ATK's brown rice brand recommendation? Yes, well, our favorite brown rice, we did a tasting a couple years ago. Our favorite is Lundberg Organic Brown Long Grain Rice. That was our favorite. Second place was Riceland Extra Long Grain Natural Brown Rice. One thing to know is that a lot of times brown rice directions on the package are not very good, and they have you add too much water, and brown rice is kind of notoriously a little bit difficult to cook. I think in the video I talked about our Zojirushi rice cooker, and I throw brown rice in there all the time and it makes it perfectly, so I really like that aspect of it. Someone was asking about the grill press I was using on the grill pan. That one happened to be my own one, some kind of no-name brand I got as a gift a long time ago. But I actually used in the past during the testing of grill pans, I used our favorite, which is by Lodge. It's the rectangular grill press, and the model number is LGP3. I like that one better than mine. It's a little heavier, which, it really helps keep it on the food, keep it stable, help you press down food. So when you're doing panini or anything else where you're going to use the press, it really does a nice job. I actually like our winner better, but because I made cheapskate and I have one that kind of works, I've been sticking with it. As you saw, it works fine, but I prefer the one that we actually tested and it won. So never thought I would need a rice cooker. I have lived with having some burnt rice, but what would convert me is if it can cook couscous. Can it? Actually, the Zojirushi is not designed to cook couscous, but I was looking at couscous, and a lot of it cooks in like 9 or 10 minutes on the stove. I think that it's kind of a too short cycle for the rice cooker. I don't know. I mean, I could try it. I have not tried that. It does have settings for, oatmeal and all kinds of rice, brown and white, and different, because it's Japanese, there's a lot of very different specific kinds of rice, like sweet rices and, rinse-free rices and all kinds of things that it has settings for. So it's terrific at all of that. It doesn't have a couscous setting. I have not tried it. I'm just a little concerned because couscous really only takes about 10 minutes to cook, and I think it would, maybe try to cook it too long thinking it was rice. So I'm sorry, I don't think it does do couscous, but I think you would like it as a rice cooker. So thanks again for all those great questions. We always appreciate it. We'll see you next time on Gearheads.